Hi everybody, Teal here with a large sketchbook tour. So basically back in, I think the end of June, or yeah, it was the end of June, I collected all of my sketchbooks that I've accumulated over the years, like empty ones, and I took a picture of all of them, put them on Instagram, and had everybody vote for which sketchbook I should start next. And of course, they chose the biggest in size and the longest sketchbook. This sketchbook has 220 pages. It is a Royal and Langnickel sketchbook. I think it's just like a drawing sketchbook, pretty basic. So basically, to tackle the excessiveness of the sketchbook, I broke it up into 22 sections of 10 pages. So each section had a theme. One of the big things that I wanted to work on this year was drawing more various things to be able to kind of have like a dictionary or like a resource, like an inner resource of how to draw the most basic version of a thing. So like, can I draw a bear? Can I draw a lamp? And to have like a little bit of variety within that basic reference so that when I'm sketching I can, I can make an idea. I don't have to worry about finding a reference, and I don't have to lean heavily into the reference to get an idea across. So that's what this book is all about. Let's get to it. If you're wondering about this painting on the front, it's in one of my videos. You can check that out. And yeah, let's get to it. I just finished this on November, I think it was the 29th. I'm pretty sure I finished it on November 29th. Okay, so I don't know the exact day that I started this. I did the voting process end of June, and I finished my other sketchbook end of June, and I have a picture of some of these drawings on July 3rd. So somewhere between the 1st and the 3rd, this book was started. But yeah, as you can see, the first section are bears. Bears are one of my top 2 favorite animals. The other one is snails. This is so cool. It looks terrible, but basically this bear right here is really, really cool. It's called a golden moon bear. It is a bear, but it looks like a lion, the way that its fur is colored and the length of it. So like, it looks like it has a brown mane, and the rest of it is pretty golden. Yeah, I had a lot of fun drawing bears. This sketchbook did have one actual drawing in it. It's this right here. So to keep the integrity of the pages, I taped this in and drew bears on it. I mostly end up using Prismacolor Premier Color pencils. Occasionally pencils, sometimes ink. Yeah, I did a terrible job at the face the first go around. Thank goodness for sticky notes, huh? Some more bears, lots of overlapping. This one, so I made this, I had one of those big sticky notes that are kind of like, more like memo pads, and I made this joke and I wrote, bear with me just a moment, because when people say, like, hold on a second, bear with me, and then I even added this. I had made this drawing a long time ago, and I wanted to make it again when I did this. And I gave like a logo for this desk receptionist person that says the Bare Necessities. So good. So after that were cats. I did ask my followers for pictures of their cats. so that I could draw them for practice. I love cats. We have 4 cats now. Yeah, all of these were done with Prismacolor. I think these 3, when I had started the sketchbook, I considered on the last page drawing whatever it was without using a reference to see, almost like a test, like how did you do? But I stopped doing that pretty soon after this. So I think these 3 were drawn without reference. These were based on what I had learned from the previous drawings. And then we have dogs. Again, I drew some of my followers' dogs. And then this is, if you go onto Google and you search dog, you can use this feature where you create an AR dog and you can like put it in your space. So April from Monkey Mintaka did that and named it George. And again, these were the last ones. They were without reference, so they're not great. It's based on what I learned. The next section are hands. Just Carp had a really great idea that she shared on her Instagram and on YouTube, where she drew the sign language letters, American Sign Language letters. So I did that because I thought that was genius. It was a lot of fun to do, actually. These were my hands, I think. And the next section were chairs. Chairs were really fun to draw. I pulled out my Derwent water-soluble pencils for this one. These are Prismacolor Premier water-soluble pencils. And this is a mix of both. I had a lot of fun with the chairs. I liked using all the colors. I like how chairs have a mix of structure and unstructured. I think I did a really good job. I think chairs are one of my favorite sections in this book. Yeah, see, I did these from reference. I dropped off that idea of doing, not doing it by reference. Next are houseplants. So I had my followers submit plants too. And I drew some of my own plants as well. So these are my own plants. I really like this one. For this one, actually, one of the leaves fell off of this plant, and so I placed it here to draw it. So that was like right in front of my face working on it. It was really cool. Another plant I have. These plants I don't have. I just found pictures. Most of the pictures I found like on Pinterest, or if Pinterest felt too niche for me, I went on to Google. And some for like the furniture or like objects, I also went onto the Target app. I really like this drawing. I had to do Lily of the Valley because, you know, Animal Crossing. Oh, I just put this paper here because this is all graphite and I didn't want it to mess up this side. Oh, so the next section were shells. I did not feel like drawing that day, number one. Number two, I did not feel like drawing shells that day. Number three, I did not feel like drawing with pencil or with black or gray. So I pulled out my Arteza fine liners and I let loose with it because I just didn't want to. And then I got even more funny and I drew shells like the pasta. And then I decided to change this section into snails because snails have shells, and snails I love so much. That was a lot more fun for me to draw than shells. So I drew a bunch of snails. It was still really hard to get through, I think, until I got to this one. And then I felt a little bit better about drawing these. Yeah, see? So I went back and I actually drew some shells. I have a bag of shells. I don't think I pulled them out. I wanted to pull them out to draw them, but that was when I was in the bad mood and I ended up putting them back away. The next section was glass. This was also a lot of fun. I like the colors on this spread. After that was metal. I had a hard time thinking of objects that were metal. I tried to like have actual references, so I took out my scissors. Oh, I also did this section when we had no power. We had no power, so I found, yeah, I took out objects because I was trying not to drain my phone battery or my iPad battery because there was a bad storm and I didn't know how long the power was going to be out for. There was no estimate on time on when it was going to come back. So I got out my scissors. This is the little piece. It has a name, I forget what it is, but it connects the like the barrel of a brush to the bristles. Paper clip. This is the top to a container that we have. Pencil sharpener, some silverware, Jazz's flute, like parts of it, and this is the little, like the latch on the flute case. This is a little decoration we have, the flute again, an earring, and then I decided to use my phone for more references because I was literally walking around the house and not realizing, like, not seeing anything that was made of metal that looked interesting to draw. And after that were shoes. I got some colored lead that I unfortunately hate. It breaks easy. It's really hard. I really want to get some softer colored lead to use. But I drew shoes using that. Shoes were fun to draw too. Shoes are kind of like chairs where they have a lot of structure to them, but parts of them are still a little bit organic. I think that's where I have the most fun. After that were lamps. You may have seen in my last vlog a few time lapses of some lamps that I was drawing. Probably a few other things too. This is the point of the sketchbook where I was starting to feel really stifled because I can only handle one sketchbook at a time, and I was really struggling to draw the things prompted in here and to not be creative. Like I had ideas to draw other things that didn't fit into these categories, but I didn't want to start another sketchbook, so I started to really rush through this sketchbook. And you'll see that on some pages like this, where it's very basic. I did this with one line where you don't lift up the pencil, and then I pulled out my Pitt artist pen, which usually tends to come out when I need to either fill something up really fast or I'm over it and I just want to draw something really fast. And after that were aquariums. I realized how dumb this was. I really like these. These are great. I realized how dumb this was after this. And I turned this section into fish. I think for this whole section I used a Micron pen and that Pitt artist pen that I told you about. I felt pretty neutral about drawing fish. I didn't like it. I didn't dislike it. And then after that I did terrariums, which was another, I didn't love it, didn't hate it. I like how the drawings came out. I do appreciate that. This one was cool. It was actually like the terrarium, the glass part of the terrarium was shaped like a cactus. Yeah, this is really when I started rushing through the rest of the book. These are really pretty though. I wonder how they might look as clear stickers. The next section is windows. That was kind of fun to do. I like this window. This window makes me think of graphic novels. And after this were birds. I marked off each section with like a little sticky note, and when I finished them I tore them out, but because I rushed through most of the rest of this, when I was ready to pull them out, I grabbed them all at once and tried to pull them. Some of them broke. This was fun. Oh, so this was so recent. I remember what I was doing while I did these. I was watching Over the Garden Wall, which I heard was really popular. I don't like it. I really love the art style. Everything visual about it I liked a lot. But the story, like what? Guys, why? Like it was a little bit too dumb, and I know that's going to be real controversial because a lot of you love this show. It's like a piece of culture now. It just felt too dumb to me. But I do appreciate it as a show. You know, like it's beautiful. And I understand why a lot of people like it, so I'll give you that. Okay, explanation for this. So I was watching April, aka Monkey Mintaka, on a Twitch stream, and I was paying so little attention to what I was doing that I accidentally drew a bird on the first page of the drinks section, and they were like, oh, just turn it into a drink. And of course they couldn't see what I was doing. And I like kind of looked at it and I was like, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. So that's why this paper is here. It was a mistake. So I guess technically there's 221 pages in this book. But yeah, so this section is drinks. This I know for sure is in my last vlog, because I remember seeing myself draw this and this. But as you can see, it's getting real tired. Oh, this was fun though. I shared this on TikTok, and I love these 2 pages, so good. I really struggled making the Starbucks logo without sketching it ahead of time. I was just trying to like follow the contours. It didn't work. The next section are vegetables, which I can't draw aesthetic vegetables. You see here, I am not magical at vegetables. I feel like a lot of artists have been doing fantastic jobs at drawing vegetables, and I'm over here just not. Not sure what happened. I don't know if I was just tired of drawing or what. I just couldn't make them look cute, I guess. I like how the carrots came out. There's just something so aesthetic about vegetables when people draw them, and I just didn't feel like I got that from myself. This I do like a lot. Still doesn't have that when what I'm talking about. Even like this, colored in and everything. And then I tried to draw green beans and I realized that they don't look good at all. And then I did a little squash still life. Next section are desserts. And you can see like how sparse the pages are getting. I was just ready to be done with this sketchbook. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with these like kind of sparse pages. I think even though I didn't draw everything possible, I think I have a much better understanding of how something is formed and how I could draw it if asked to. The next section, as you can see, are bugs. I really like this ladybug because it had spots on the front piece that looked like eyes and a mouth. Like these are the eyes over here on the side. The actual ladybug eyes. These were just spots. I thought it was really cute. I like this grasshopper. The next section was jewelry. Another thing that I found surprisingly difficult to find references for that were interesting to draw. And the very last section was hats. Hats were fun to draw too. They're, you know, they're like shoes and chairs. They have a lot of structure to them. I really like this one. They have a lot of structure to them, but a lot of organic elements to it too. This splotch here was when I was thinking about using the sketchbook in the past, I wanted to see if marker went through the page, alcohol marker specifically, and it, of course, it does. It didn't go to the next page though, so that's why that's there, in case you were wondering. And that's the end. I was right, November 29th. I chose a party hat for the end because, yay, I did it. It was kind of celebratory of that. But yeah, so my new sketchbook, I didn't let anyone pick it for me. I picked it. It's this little guy. It's just like a, whatever like brand Hobby Lobby is, like their art stuff. I think it's Master's Touch. I think that's what it's called. That's what this is. I like it because it has a pocket. It has two pockets, one zipper pocket and one open pocket. And then it has like a little pencil loop. But yeah, so I've started in here. It does not take water well. I've already poked a hole in it. It's great with ink. It's pretty good with marker. Fine with pencil. So see, this is the marker. It hardly went through. This is the watercolor, which I've almost never seen go through a paper like that. Yeah, so that's my new sketchbook. Let me know which section in this big beast was interesting to you. What did you like best? Yeah, let me know. Which section do you like best? And as always, thank you so much for watching. Quick notes, you can follow me on Instagram for more frequent updates at Teal Korby. I also have an Etsy shop and a Patreon if you want to support me in more monetary ways. Otherwise, remember to click subscribe and like, and see you next time, sunshines.